The marble corridors of the Roman palace gleamed with gold light, every step echoing the grandeur of centuries. Courtiers whispered about the upcoming wedding of Prince Lucius, heir to the throne, and Lady Aurelia, a proud beauty of noble blood. The kingdom was at ease. The old king and queen looked forward to passing their crowns to their son. But Lucius was restless. His duty was heavy, yes, but it wasn't duty that troubled his heart. His eyes, though trained to hide emotion, often strayed toward one person, Cassius, the new servant boy. Cassius was not like the others. His hands were skilled with fabric, his needlework sharp, his eye for elegance unmatched. It was no surprise when the prince himself requested Cassius to tailor his garments for the coronation week. Yet behind Lucius's demand was something far more dangerous than fashion. During fittings, Cassius would kneel at Lucius's feet, adjusting hems or brushing fingers against his wrist. Each accidental touch seemed to set fire to the prince's veins. "Your work is flawless," Lucius said one evening, his tone sharper than intended, as though praise itself might expose his longing. Cassius bowed his head, refusing to meet the prince's eyes. "It is my duty, Highness." But when their gazes finally locked in the mirror's reflection, silence said what words dared not. It began with whispered instructions and a hidden gate. Lucius led Cassius through moonlit passages until the palace lights faded and the forest stretched before them. There, in a secluded garden, the prince was no heir, no symbol of empire. He was simply a man, lying on the grass beside Cassius, staring at the constellations. Cassius laughed nervously the first night, unsure how close to sit. But Lucius reached for his hand, fingers trembling but sure. The warmth lingered. Their escapes became ritual. Sometimes they talked about dreams, fears, what freedom could taste like. Other times they kissed, shy at first, then hungry. And when desire overwhelmed them, they undressed each other with hands shaking between passion and fear. In the garden's shadows, Lucius discovered what it meant to belong to someone, not a throne. And Cassius, though terrified, surrendered each time, his body betraying his father's warnings. The night before Lucius's wedding, they returned to the garden as though drawn by fate. Cassius spread his cloak on the grass, and Lucius pulled him down with a desperate hunger. Their kisses were rougher this time, urgent. The prince's hands roamed, clutching as though trying to keep Cassius from slipping away. Clothes scattered onto the earth, skin met skin, hot and trembling. "Tomorrow means nothing," Lucius whispered against Cassius's throat. "We'll run away at dawn. The crown can burn, court can rot. I want only you." Cassius closed his eyes as Lucius moved inside him, each thrust heavy with need and promise. He wanted to believe. He wanted to surrender to the dream. But fear clawed deeper. Fear of discovery, of his father's wrath, of the gallows that surely awaited such a scandal. When it was over, as Lucius lay panting and spent, Cassius gathered the courage to wound him. "It was only a night, Highness," he whispered coldly, though his heart broke with every word. "That is all it ever was." Lucius froze. The garden, once alive with their moans and laughter, now echoed with silence. The great hall was filled with nobles and banners, the air thick with perfume and pride. Lady Aurelia stood radiant in white silk, her chin lifted high. But Lucius looked like a ghost. His crown tilted, his jaw tense. He barely touched Aurelia's hand, his eyes darting again and again to where Cassius stood, holding the ring box with trembling hands. The bride's eyes narrowed. Pride and suspicion flared until her voice, sharp as steel, cut the ceremony in two. "Stop this," she cried. "I will not be shamed by a husband whose gaze is elsewhere. Tell me, Lucius, will you marry your servant instead? Gasps filled the hall. The king's face darkened. The queen gripped her chair. Lucius straightened, the weight of centuries pressing down. Then he spoke, voice clear and fierce. Yes, I love him. I have always loved him. Cassius nearly dropped the ring. His chest seized. His words spun. The hall erupted. Shouts, cries, disbelief, but Lucius's eyes found only his. And in that moment, the kingdom itself seemed to hold its breath.